As soon as we jump off that ship from the mainland, we are pretty much introduced to the currency of Ginger Island. There is 130 total golden walnuts to be found, and they are used to unlock all the cool stuff on the island. But where to begin though? The golden walnuts can be broken down into 5 different categories. I guess we gotta start somewhere, huh? Now 6 of these can be gathered under the general category. Okay, let's begin here. In your exploration of the island, you will come across golden coconuts. You can dig them up, shake them down from trees, or buy them from the island trader. The very first coconut you crack at Clint's will have 1 nut. Fishing. You can get a maximum of 5 nuts from fishing anywhere on the island. I did this right next to the docks. There's one. Not going to show you all of them, but fish anyway, guys. And that covers the general nuts. The Inland East category. It has a total of 11 nuts. A few of these are puzzles that will take some time. One can be found in the bush on your way to Leo's hut. Once you meet Leo, make sure to strike his little tree with your axe and you'll get a nut that way. Once outside, you'll see this altar down the stairs. You need to make a sacrifice of a banana, and once you do, a gorilla rocks up and rewards you with 3 nuts. Further to the east of the forest is a little passage, and you'll find a nut in the bushes on the south side here. These altars are a puzzle. There is 4 of them. On rainy days on Ginger Island, you'll encounter these colorful birds. When you scare them away, they drop a specific gem. There is 4 of them, and you'll find them in the north, east, south, and west. It might take a while because all 4 of them need to spawn, and only one can spawn on a rainy day at a time. Keep note which bird dropped which gem on which side, and those gems need to be placed here matching the section you found them. Get this correct and you'll get 5 nuts. That's all of them in the east, so let's head to the west and have a look at what's in this area. There is a total of 52 nuts here, which is huge. Once you unlock the farming house here, you can begin farming. A total of 5 nuts can be found by gathering crops. Please note I tried this with a lot of wheat, but it didn't work. Maybe because you scythe the wheat. Play it safe and maybe stick to the crops that you pick. Now why was I growing wheat? Okay, next puzzle. It's just northeast of your farm. Go into the cave and see the old man frog. He asks the player to grow specific crops because he wants to feel nostalgic. The first crop field is melons. Once they are grown, speak to him and say, yes, you have them. Then he's happy and gives you 5 nuts. Then it's wheat, which is why I tried the previous one with. Let him investigate for another 5. And the final crop he wants is garlics. Once he sees them, he gives you 5 nuts. 15 in total. You can probably grow all of these at the same time, but he'll want to see these crops in order. The next nut is the pendant that you have journal scrap number 6. Once you have this journal scrap, you can find the nut in this corner here. See these mussel nodes on the beach? You can get a total of 5 from mining these. Might take a while. It was actually the second last one I finished for this video. On the same beach there is a secret path. Follow it into the pirate ship and you'll find 1 nut inside. See that little green worm? Right, well you need to either water or whack-a-mole that little guy. He keeps running away though. So you need to either have an upgraded water can or cover the holes with a placeable object until he only has 1 hole. Go get him. Now back to the beach that we were at. Do you see that blue starfish triangle? Right in the middle you'll find a nut. Just north of the green critter is a giant rock. Break it and underneath is 4 starfish and a nut in the center. Just to the west of the previous one you'll find a X marks the spot location. 1 nut there. Just close to the X marks the spot location, you'll find an odd 4 spaces with a nut in the middle. Okay, to the west of the farm there will be a nut in the bush behind the palm tree. And here we have our next quest line, which is the pirate's wife. She wants to find something to remember her husband by, and this will take you off the island. She gives you a war memento. You take this to Kent, who proceeds to give you a tomato salt. You take this item to Gussie Boy, who loves it and gives you a Stardew Valley rose. You take this rose to Sandy and it reminds her of the valley. In return, she gives you a advanced remote and you take this remote to George, as he's the only guy who watches Netflix. He gives you an Arctic shard and you guessed it, you take this to the wizard, who rewards you with a wiggling worm because he's an absolute scum. You give this worm to Willy and he finally gives you a pirate locket. This item you finally take back to Birdie, and she is happy with your efforts and she gives you 5 nuts. And just north of her house, you need to have the journal scrap number 4 to be able to dig this one up, which is right here. Further north of Birdie's hut, you will find 1 nut on the cliff face. Now you go to the coast and follow that going further north. There is a passage here and a walnut at the end of it. And back down the beach and up the stairs, you'll find a bunch of slimes on a daily basis. You can get a nut from killing them. In this same slime den, behind the mahogany tree, there is a nut in the bushes. And still in the same den, there is a little grass spot and there is a nut in the middle of it. And to the east past the slimes and before you get to the Parrot Express, there is one hidden in the bushes here. Also, just east of the den is a passageway along the cliff. Follow it and you'll find a nut. Now back towards the Parrot Express location. In this clearing you'll see these flowers and in the middle is another one. Now right from that last one you'll see a hidden passage in the dense forest. Follow it and you'll find a nut at the end. And also at the express, just south of it is a passage along the cliff. Follow it for another nut. Now down to the last 3 that you can gather in the west. At Parrot Express, head back over the bridge and north. You'll see a little cave behind the rocks. Inside, you are greeted with colorful rocks and a statue. Click the statue, his eyes glow, and the rocks begin a little melody, and you have to repeat this melody. I don't know who hurt Concerned Ape for him to make such a puzzle, but by God this thing is difficult. Don't feel discouraged if you can't get it, because you have to follow a sequence up to 5 or 6 times. I lost count. I honestly cheated to get this. I recorded the footage and watched it back. If you are struggling with this one, then I read somewhere that people use their phones to record the sequence. Do it and then re-record every time. Good luck guys, I hated this one. And that's the nut locations in the west. And now finally, let's head to the north and see what we have here. There is a total of 49 nuts that we can get here. Okay, as soon as you get to the north, turn left and in this stone circle is another nut. Close to that previous nut is a tree. Behind the tree is a secret passage going into the forest. Follow it for a nut in the forest. Now back onto the path and behind the palm tree here is a little grass spot and here is another nut. And further down the path to the east is another stone circle, and another nut. To the north of that one, there is an odd sand square. Dig there for another nut. Okay, let's head to the dig site. Once you unlock this, head up the ramp and you'll find another stone circle and another nut. To the west across the bridge is another nut in a bush. Now back to that circle and to the east is a passage in the wall. Follow it and across the bridge you'll find 2 nuts here. Okay, once you used a mega bomb to free Professor Snail from that cave, you do this side quest of finding all the bone artifacts for him. I already covered how to do this when I showcased how I lost my first ostrich egg and then got it again video, which I'll link at the end. For now, once you complete the entire 10th collection, the large animal, snake, mummified frog and bat, the island survey, you will get a total of 13 nuts from the professor. This was also one of the very last ones I completed. Now going towards the volcano, on the right side of it there is a stone circle, 1 nut here. Now to the left of the volcano, you need journal scrap number 10 for this one, and this was in fact the very last one I got for this video. Follow that journal page and you'll find the nut and the ostrich egg here. And now back to the east, just behind this palm tree, you'll find another nut in the bush. To the northeast of the volcano, just above the Parrot Express, is a tree and a nut in there. You need to use your slingshot to shoot it down. Now to the northwest side of the volcano is a stone circle and you guessed it, a nut. Now close to this one, in the forest to the west is a secret passage. Follow it and you'll find a nut at the end. Now the next 2 you actually need to enter the volcano to get, but they are outside the volcano. Head inside and use your watering can to go all the way to the east side. Head outside from here and you'll find 2 nuts. Okay, now that we are inside the volcano, guess what? There is a total of 17 you can find in here. You can find them by killing monsters, mining rocks, opening chests, the lot. Now when you reach the end of the volcano, up at the forge, you can find 2 nuts. One here and one there. And that covers it for the north section. And now finally the south section. A total of 12 nuts can be found here. The very first one you get, you actually head north. When you're north, next to the staircase is a passage leading back down. Follow it and you'll find this nut. The rest of the nuts you need to have the resort unlocked. Okay, moving to the southeast then. There is a stone starfish with a body of water in the middle. Fish in the middle for a nut. And just next to that is a small cluster of starfish and a nut in the middle. Now on a non-rainy night, after 8 PM, and it has to be an even numbered day, you'll find the pirate cove to be cluttered with pirates. Talk to this guy and you'll get to play darts. Win his challenge 3 times and he rewards you with a nut every time for a total of 3. And also while you're in here, move to the southeast of the cave and between the barrels you'll find another nut. Okay, back outside, we now want a rainy day, and on such a day, you will see Barbara sitting out on the rock there. You need to solve this little musical puzzle and she will give you 5 nuts. I made a short video about how to do that, so I'll link that video at the end if you want to see how I serenaded Barbara. At this point, it'll be good to mention that if you speak to the parrot inside Leo's hut, it'll give you clues on nuts you haven't found yet, and this can be helpful to get guidance on any that you missed. And how long did it take me to find all these walnuts? Well, it took me about 2 months in game time. Once you reach 100 nuts, you can enter Mr. Quee's room where you find a bunch of endgame stuff like challenges and rewards. Oh, look at that! Make $100,000 worth of cooked items and ship it. I actually made a short video about doing that as well, so I'll link that at the end. And also here you buy late game rewards, but that's for another video. Oh wait, I forgot! I have a wife and kids back home. They haven't seen me in 2 months. I better get back. Hello, Leah and children. Oh, you're happy about the rain. Good, good. I thought you might be... Oh yeah, nah, she's pissed. Yeah, she won't even touch me. But babe, I was distracted on Ginger Island. All the birds there really liked all my nuts and... cheers guys, drop a like if you enjoyed and subscribe for more Stardew Valley content. Cheers, peace out.